ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. I once again thank you all for joining the Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I'm Nina from Naperville, Chicago. Devotees, if you could kindly unmute yourself and announce your name, I would like to welcome you all, especially that after this we'll be going to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So feel free to announce your name to me so I can welcome you.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada, thank you so much Mataji for your warm welcoming and welcome back Indu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. We are so fortunate to have your association, Mataji. Your classes are wonderful, your services are wonderful. Thank you for your association at Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. This is Kamadeki Dasi from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kamadiki Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your association, Mataji. Please keep joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from me.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful services and your association. Please keep joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Devotees, you are chanting so wonderfully.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for your wonderful chanting. Thank you for your great association. Please keep joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances unto you and all the respectful devotees here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Ekaradika Leela Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Ekaradika Mataji. We heard your chanting. It was so beautiful. Please keep joining, Mataji, and give us your association. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees here, Mataji. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Dev. My name is Isopanishad Devi Dasi. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol, Mataji. Ishopanishad Mataji. What a wonderful name. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all our Guru Maharajas. All glories to all the assembled devotees here. Thank you so much for your kind association, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna. If Tiffany Mataji is there, I would like to welcome you, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Tiffany Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. If you be so kind and if you could kindly introduce our today's speaker, which is none other than His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj, who's going to go ahead and give us a lecture on the on the certain Srimad Bhagavatam. But before that, if you could kindly say a few words.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. As Nina Mataji just said, we're so very fortunate to have with us this morning His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj. Chandramouli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj is also an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947, and he came in contact with the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado, at the age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City, and shortly thereafter began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm Community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from Srila Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and began preaching in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as a resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013 when he relocated to Karlovac, Croatia. At present, Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, the USA, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of varnashrama and spiritual ecology. Thank you so much, and welcome to the call, Maharaj. We're so happy to take your association again.
Thank you, Tiffany Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful introduction. I don't see Maharaj has joined us yet. Do you know if his book is available where in Amazon, or so that the devotees can go ahead and purchase them?
I don't think it's available on Amazon yet, but various temples have it. And when Maharaj comes on, we can ask him, because I know that my temple in particular had it shipped from Europe.
Okay.
Temple. So
thank you.
Lovely book.
Yeah. Oh, you've read it? Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for inspiring us.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. So you're asking about the book. If you want the book, I'll give you an email address. The devotee to be consulted is Dinanath Gauranga Prabhu. So
Wonderful.
you can whoever wants can get the book by connecting with him.
Mataji, would you like to type that in so we all can see the message, please, if you don't mind?
Yes, please. I'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you. And you are your name, your good name, Mata?
I'm Namrata. I am aspiring disciple of Chandramouli Swami Maharaj.
Oh, wonderful. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Welcome, Namrata Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Devotees like you make this Japa so wonderful.
Yes, Dinanath Prabhu is in UK.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And where are you based, Mata?
I am in India. I'm from India.
Okay, wonderful.
Hare Krishna.
Giving us your association. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Devotees, would you like to chant until, or would you like to go ahead and still announce your name? I shall be honored to welcome you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashram Devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you for your wonderful association. Please keep joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna and Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your kind association. I see His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj has already joined us. Maharaj, please accept my Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all our Guru Maharajas. All glories to you, Maharaj. If you be so kind and enlighten us today from Canto 7, chapter number 2, verse number 13, Maharaj. And whenever you're ready, you can take the call over. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mother Nina. Hare Krishna. My obeisances to you and to all the devotees. Okay. Bring up the share screen. Okay. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Itite Bhatrir Nirdesham Adaya Sirasadritaham Tatagajanam Karanam Viddahu Kandana Priyaha. Translation. Thus the demons, being fond of this disastrous activities, took Hiranyakashipu's instructions on their head with great respect and offered him obeisances. According to his direction, they engaged in envious activities directed against all living beings. The followers of demoniac principles, as described here, are thoroughly envious of the general population. In the present day, scientific advancement exemplifies such envy. The discovery of nuclear energy has been disastrous to people in general because demons all over the world are manufacturing nuclear weapons. The word Kadara Priya is very significant in this regard. Demoniac persons who want to kill the Vedic culture are extremely envious of the feeble citizens, and they act in such a way that ultimately their discoveries will be inauspicious for everyone. Jagatu Hita. The 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita fully explains how the demons engage in sinful activities for the destruction of the population. Om Gyan Timirandasya Jana Salataya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Dadati Swam Padanti Kam Vande Ham Shiguro Shritapate Kamalam Shigurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagujatam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shri Bhakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pasyakya Satarine Panchakalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavani Bhyo Vaishnave Bhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So there are two classes of living beings, Sura and Asura. This is described in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that these two classes of beings are always at odds with each other. The Suras, the devotees, the demigods, and those who are like the demigods, who have good qualities, want to engage in devotional service to give everything to the Lord, because they understand that everything is the property of the Lord, and to use everything in the service of the Lord is the perfection of one's life, and that is called bhakti. And even if they are not devotees, they are pious, and they only take what they're allotted in order to keep body and soul together. Excuse me. And therefore, the suras, the suras, always are in line with the instructions of the Lord and live according to the law of material nature. But the asuras are just the opposite. They see the property of the Lord, or sometimes they don't even acknowledge the Lord. They see everything material as opportunities to enjoy more and more. But their desire to enjoy is unfulfilled. They have this intense desire to enjoy at the expense, as Prabhupada says, at the expense of the feeble citizens. And Prabhupada made one statement. He said, as devotees in our execution of devotional service, we don't have any problems with Maya. But because Maya has to serve the demons, there are so many problems. Now, the demons are always looking to get more. If you read the 16th chapter, as Prabhupada recommends here at the very last statement, they are never satisfied. They want more and more and more. Prabhupada says the demons will do anything, they'll do anything to fulfill their plans for lusty desires and greed. They'll kill their own parents, they'll kill their own children. You see the example of Hiranyakashipu, when his son Prahlad defied him by taking the side of Vishnu because he was a devotee of Vishnu. His father became so envious that he just wanted to kill his son. Of course, Prahlad was protected by the Lord, so Hiranyakashipu was unsuccessful. But this is the nature of the demoniac mentality. And Prabhupada in 1972, in one lecture, I believe it was in London, he was speaking, and he was talking about the march of Kali Yuga, how Kali Yuga is increasing. And there will be more and more difficulties, more and more problems. And all of this is due to the growth or the proliferation of the demoniac population. Because people don't follow samskaras, the Garbhadan samskara, which prepares the womb for a child according to the good qualities, no one follows. People engage in all kinds of illicit activities at any time. Even in marriage, they don't follow any rules, regulations. And therefore, a class of demoniac people enter into the world and they just cause havoc. These are called Varna Sankara. When Krishna was encouraging Arjuna to fight on the battlefield, Arjuna had many reasons why he didn't want to fight. And one of the reasons was that if all of the men were killed, the women would be unprotected, and then you would have Varna Sankara. And then the whole population would gravitate down to the lowest. So that's what you have today in the world. And the demons have taken positions in very powerful positions, especially within the scientific world, within the medical world, within the political world, and in every areas, actually in the news industries everywhere. And they make propaganda simply to proliferate their desire to enjoy and get more and more. For me to speak about this, I could speak for hours about what's going on with the demoniac programs, but I don't think this is pretty much the essence of the topic of this class, because there are unlimited informations about how the demons are working in the world today to destroy people. It's quite grandiose, and I don't think anybody needs to know in detail, but you can just look around and you can see everything, how things are gravitating down. People in general are good, but they're led by demoniac propaganda and by people whose goal is simply to exploit. Excuse me for 1 minute. The situation in the world is quite precarious. But Prabhupada, in that lecture in 1972 in London, he said, but devotees don't have anything to worry about. He said, the demons will definitely cause disturbances in your lives. But just take shelter of Krishna, take shelter of the Holy Name. And he used the example of both Prahlad and Devaki, who were being harassed. Prahlad by his father, Devaki by her brother, Kamsa. You can see both of these attempts to exploit were within the family. One's trying to kill their son, the other demon is trying to kill their nephew, who will be born to his sister. So yeah, this is the demons, they don't care. There's some powerful statements. There's one statement in that 16th chapter which describes how the demons think. So much wealth I have today, and so much more will I have in the future. I have killed he is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am surrounded by aristocratic relatives. I shall give in charity. I shall rejoice. So this is Krishna speaking. Krishna is making this statement. He's explaining the nature of the demons, how they think. And this is obvious. There was many, many powerful dynasties in the world, families who are of the demoniac nature, who own practically all the wealth in the world. Just like recently we heard a lecture that 90% of the world's natural wealth is owned by 2% of the population. And most people don't even have the basics in order for them to live. If they do have it, they have to struggle to get it. And there's so much scarcity in the world only because of the demons. But Prabhupada said, for the devotees, we take shelter, and it's a great opportunity to preach Krishna consciousness. Those people are suffering. Prabhupada makes the point here that the demons manufacture nuclear weapons. And people will mistakenly think, oh, they will not use them, because if one person throws it, then the other person throws and everybody dies. But in one lecture with Srila Prabhupada was talking about that people in general in the world have developed animalistic characteristics. Their goals and their activities in life simply center around increasing, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and accumulating more and more wealth. In that lecture, Prabhupada made an analogy that the materialistic persons are like animals, and they're also very ferocious animals. And a ferocious animal is also there within the human culture, and they're called terrorists. And so the discussion continued on that subject. And finally, one devotee said, yes, Prabhupada, they have the nuclear weapons now, but no one will use them because it's a balance of terror. Prabhupada he completely rejected that statement. He said, if they create it, they will use it. So they're just waiting to use it. So people are generally good. People are generally simply want to live a normal life, but the demons will not let you. They will destroy everything and try to accumulate everything. When Krishna came to the world 5,100 years ago, he came to relieve the demoniac population again. And he does that each time. He did that when he came as Ram, he came as Nrsingadev, he came as Krishna. He came as many incarnations to destroy the demonic population, because Krishna says, Yadai dai dharmasya jnane bhavati bharata bhutanam adharmasya tatatmanham srijamiyaham pravitranayam sadunam vinasanaya chaduskritam dharma samstarpanartayam sambhavami yuge yuge. Duskritam, to kill the duskritas, or the mischievous, or the demons, the Lord comes. So in that lecture, as we mentioned, Prabhupada was discussing to the devotees this lecture about Prabhupada said the demons are increasing. He also said that when the devotees asked him, well, will Krishna come in his incarnation again? Prabhupada said he has already come. He's come in the form of his holy name. Kali Kale, Namarupa Krishna Avatar Namahoite, Ayasara Jagat Nishtara. That in this age, the Lord has advented in the sound of his name, and his name is none different than him. Abhinnatvam, Nami Nami no. Nami and Nam. Nam means name, and Nami means he who is named. Abhinna means that which is different. Abhinna means non-different. So the name of Krishna and Krishna are exactly the same. And it says Nija Sarva Shaktis, all of the energies, qualities, forms, pastimes, the complete nature of the absolute truth is found in the name of Krishna, because Krishna's name is exactly as powerful as he is. So that holy name is the incarnation in this age to purify the devotees, to push back the demoniac influence, and to reestablish the golden era, which is Lord Chaitanya's prediction. So devotees have to become more and more aware of how important it is to take shelter of the holy name. To chant 16 rounds is really just the beginning. We are asked, Prabhupada asked the devotees to chant 16 rounds at that time because they had rejected Srila Prabhupada's request to chant 64 rounds and then 32 rounds. They claimed there was too many services to do, they had no time, and they weren't inclined to chant so much. So Prabhupada said, all right, 16 and no less. But in his lectures, if you hear his lectures and read his books, he always says that we should be chanting as much as possible. He said 16 rounds is just to get you started. So today, at least in the, not in America, I think yesterday was Ekadasi. Today in Europe and in India, today is Ekadasi. So it's always a day that we can increase the chanting. And when we do, we get a taste. Because the more you chant, and if you chant nicely, the more you chant, the more you get a taste for chanting. And as that chanting and taste increase, then one wants to automatically chant more and more. One doesn't even think about numbers anymore. They just want to chant and chant. So this chanting is Krishna in sound, and it is the protector and the purifier of the devotees and of people in general. So the demons will give trouble. They have their plans. They're always making plans to destroy the world or to create havoc. One of the programs that the demons do is they, because they have so much wealth and influence, when there is a war going on, they fund both sides of the war. They'll supply armaments and military to both sides just to keep the war going, because war is a good business and it helps them to fulfill their political issues. So we're living at a very precarious time, but at the same time, it's a very great time. Although the demons are increasing, the quality of Krishna's mercy is manifested in the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. So therefore, devotees want to take shelter of Krishna, and because not only is it shelter and protection, but it's a way to glorify the Lord, which is the essence of bhakti. To glorify the Lord is the essence of bhakti. But the holy name is so complete that in this essence of glorification, Krishna takes care of his devotees 100%, not 99.9, but 100%. Krishna gives full protection. So so this particular section here, you're going to read a lot about the demoniac. And people might think, well, this is the Bhagavatam, this was thousands of years ago. It's not like that today. Believe me, if you think like that, you don't know what's going on. Because you live in a very sheltered situation. The world is going through some intense situation. And there's also a group, they're not devotees, but they're a group of people who are trying to rid the world of demons. They've organized themselves to uproot the demoniac culture in the world. So it may come to a major war. We don't know. But Prabhupada actually said that the next war will be between demons and demons. And devotees asked, what will the devotees do? Prabhupada said, we'll preach, because the preaching will be very good, during and after the war. So, unfortunately, there is that class of people called demons. Otherwise, if there were no demons, the world would be generally quite peaceful, and people could fulfill their desires nicely and also worship the Lord with no problems. But because of demons, there are so many troubles. And one of their main ways to influence people is through the news media, with lying propaganda, advertisement, various types of allurements to get people to buy things and also to go along with their programs for control. I could go into a lot of details on this, but I don't think this is the time for that. Because, one thing will lead to another, and this class will end by next Thursday. So I don't want to go into that, but but the devotees need to organize themselves more and more around the Sankirtan movement, and along with that, establish a social system that will insulate and set the foundation for living for the devotees. As long as we stay dependent on the demoniac culture, we are in a precarious situation. At any time, as Srila Prabhupada did say in 1973, it's on record, you can hear it. He said in 50 years, the whole Western civilization will collapse. But he said it in 1973. 50 years is this year. It's collapsing right now. So, therefore, Prabhupada gave us the formula, build these farm communities. He said, this is the future of the world, and this is the future of our society. So on the social level, the devotees should also be thinking how to create a lifestyle which is less dependent or maybe even completely independent of this demoniac culture. And Prabhupada set the foundation for that by giving hundreds of lectures, writing about it in his books, and speaking about it on the importance of developing Varnashram and based on farm community, simple living, cow protection, agriculture. Of course, that's a big program. It's happening in some places in the world, and devotees are actually working on it. Some have actually succeeded in developing a community based on that. And because Prabhupada could foresee that unless we did that, we would be victimized by the collapse of the Western civilization, which is happening right now. Okay, so I don't want to get into too much detail because some of it is politics, and politics is what it is, it's politics. But in the Bhagavatam, you'll see there's a lot of subject matters that deal with the secular world, economics, politics, sociology. And here you can see one of the nature of the demons, Hiranyakashipu. He is so angry that his brother, Hiranyaksha, has been killed, that he just wants to take revenge against the saintly people. So he sends them to destroy cowsheds, farm communities, places of pilgrimages for saintly people. I think it's coming up in the verses that are about to unfold. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful classes. I see the hands of the devotees are already going up. You have explained so nicely. You've shared so many wonderful details. That 16 rounds is not just enough. We should do so much more, especially in the Kartik month. Otherwise, how much are we different than all the other Danavas that we talk about? Ishopanishad. Yes, Prabhu.
A lot of Danavas out there.
Yes, absolutely. Ishopanishad Mataji, I see your hand has been raised already. Would you like to go ahead and ask your question, please?
Jai Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my obeisance. All glories to your divine service. Hari Hari Bol. We miss you. Hari Bol.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm always every other week on every other Thursday. I'm doing a program with the Bhagavatam with Anasuya.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's in Pennsylvania, right? Harrisburg.
Yeah, every other Thursday I do Harrisburg, and then I do here on this Thursday. And Harrisburg, and Anasuya is she controls that program. So yeah.
All right. Well, so okay, and I'll make sure that I get to associate. Hari Bol. And just wanted to offer my obeisances. It's really nice to hear from you. Thank you for the wonderful reminder of what time it is. And in reference to the chanting of the holy name, how Krishna is the personification of it. And we can take shelter with that. Thank you so very much for that reminder. We need to constantly be reminded of that. Absolutely.
Right.
Jai Maharaj, you look really well. Are you feeling okay? How have you been? How is your health?
Well, we're in polluted Delhi right now.
Okay.
Delhi is so bad, the pollution, that they called off the schools, and it's an alarm. The pollution is so bad that I'm sitting in my room and I'm getting affected by the pollution.
So that's what that cough is about then, because I noticed you were coughing.
Well, everyone in the city is getting what we say irritation of the throat because of the pollution. So welcome to Kali Yuga.
Jai Maharaj. I hope you feel better, Maharaj. Hopefully Krishna disseminate that pollution for the devotees there. Love you, Maharaj. Miss you so very much. Hari Hari Bol. All glories to your divine service. Hare Krishna.
Shivakumar Prabhuji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dandavad pranams, Maharaj. Maharaj, one question. In Gaudiya Sampradaya, our acharyas insist on focusing on just the devotional service and not worry about the liberation. But from your class, Maharaj, what I am thinking from my experience, with the devotees struggling with anarthas inside and with the environment getting more and more polluted or contaminated outside with the demoniac propensities and things like that, how can we still stay motivated to be focused on devotional service, Maharaj, and not be worried about liberation or moving out of material world, Maharaj, is the question. Hare Krishna.
I don't think my class was about liberation. It was about establishing a social structure. I mentioned this only at the end, for a lifestyle that is conducive. This is Srila Prabhupada's repeated instruction to his devotees. He said 50% of my mission is unfulfilled. Build these farms. This is the future of our movement. We can't say, well, you know, if you want to live under a tree and chant Hare Krishna, fine. But people have families and they have to support their families. And they have to live and they have needs. And both from the material requirements and from the position of spiritual what's worse? In other words, these farm communities, a more simple lifestyle is conducive to spiritual practice and material arrangements. And this is the way people lived for thousands of years. It's only the last 350 years, not even. And we live in these big metropolis with all kinds of pollution, noise, and crime, and whatever else you got. Yeah, the demons have only come out since the end of the 1700s. They've come out full force. So in the last about 325 years, the demons have been working their program to populate the world with this highly industrial complex that simply exploits. You can just read it in the Bhagavatam. I can give you hundreds of Srimad Bhagavatam verses. For instance, in first canto, 10th chapter, verse number 4 and 5. First canto, 8th chapter, verse number 40. And there's many more. There's first canto, 11th chapter, verse number 12. There's so many verses. Prabhupada's talking about the advantage of this simple lifestyle. And he said it's going to become a necessity as Western civilization falls apart. So we're not looking for liberation. Our whole focus is to become Krishna conscious. But you have people who have families. How to raise your family. So you want an environment. Most spiritual movements had communities. Community is actually the foundation for fulfilling all your desires materially and spiritually. The Western materialistic civilization has broken people up into the nuclear family, and that is the whole capitalistic program, is to sell more products that way. But if you live off the land and you live in a communal, you can produce your own food. You can get everything you need for your basics to live nicely. You don't have to work for it. It's all provided by, even medicine is provided by nature in the form of herbs. Everything is there. But it takes some time to develop it because we have to go through that transition stage to transition back to a more normal and natural lifestyle, which is also more doable for spiritual life because you'll have more time and you're more peaceful in that environment. These devotees, a lot of devotees just don't have time for Krishna consciousness because they're so busy working, taking care of kids, doing so many things. And they're just squeezing in their spiritual life. Comes to finding time for extra curricular spiritual activities, they find it very difficult to find it. So to live is very easy, but to live in the way we live now is very, what do you say, destructive. The food we eat is contaminated, the air is contaminated, the water is contaminated, the atmosphere is contaminated. That's these cities. They're just places of pollution and crime and economic gain for a small group of people. So Prabhupada was not simply speaking spiritual philosophy. He is also giving us an understanding how we should live as devotees, because that is also, if you're, if your material life is in turmoil, it's not easy to practice spiritual life.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your wonderful answer. And it's so true. A little bit of turmoil comes very tiny, and immediately everything, we get so bewildered, we get so stressed. Radha Jyoti Mataji, would you like to go ahead with your question?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam to you. Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Maharajji. My question to you is, we every day is moving very fast. I mean, it's a fast Kali Yuga, and again it's a Kali Yuga. We are having so many problems, and then we chant. So the consciousness that we have for an entire day influence our chanting. Though we apply our intelligence in our dealings, because most of the time I deal with non-devotees than the devotees. So I want to know how to make my entire day so that my chanting will be improved on every day. Hare Krishna.
Okay, I would suggest that you make your chanting done in the first part of the day. Arrange your schedule where you can get up early enough and finish most of your rounds, or if not all of your rounds, before you begin your day. And you'll be more prepared to deal with the challenges, the problems, whatever else you do during the day. So early morning sadhana is the foundation for spiritual growth. And you can speak to the devotees. There are many devotees who have adopted that now. They chant their rounds before they do anything. So yeah, I would suggest that is the solution. Early sadhana. If you live at home, then you can make your own schedule. Get up at a certain time and give yourself a couple hours just for japa. And then if you try to chant during the day, it becomes, you have your responsibilities and they come at you according to your time, and you find sometimes there's no time for chanting, you have to squeeze it in. Chant early. That's my humble suggestion. That's what I do. I chant 16 rounds before I begin my day. Unless there's an emergency, but that's a rare thing.
Yes, I am following that, Maharajji, but my question is, the entire day, how we spend, how we deal, how we develop our consciousness affects our chanting. So is not, so how we should be improving in our dealings, because that affects our chanting. One little disturbance in the mind, the entire 16 rounds get affected. And if the mind is peaceful or a calm, then the chanting is in a feel to chant more on that particular day. So I feel that the dealings affect my chanting a lot than the reading, that quite often we read, but a repetitive reading or repetitive hearing affects a lot. So that was, could you please teach something on this or give some suggestion or advice on this particular thing, that how we should be dealing, is how much we should tolerate for a particular thing, because there is a limit. We tend to have certain standards to maintain, right, as a devotee when we deal with non-devotee. So could you please teach on this?
You can't control the environment and you can't control other people. You have to be able to control yourself. And therefore, the quality of your own spiritual strength would allow you to get through all of these situations. Srila Prabhupada also said, he said something, he said, when I get into anxiety, I chant loud. Loud. So then I've had that experience too, and I've used Srila Prabhupada's guidance for that, and it has a great effect. Your mind is disturbed during your chanting, chant loud, where you can push out the disturbance by the sound of the holy name. What happens to you during the day? Who knows? This is the material world. Anything could happen. Things could go your way, things could go the opposite way. People could say something and then it just disturbs your mind for a long time. You have to be somewhat, it's all based on the strength of your Krishna consciousness. You have to strengthen your Krishna consciousness, and then you're equipped to deal with all of these challenges that come. The devotee is dhira. He's not disturbed by happiness and distress, because he's fixed on the spiritual platform. So try to become dhira. Make your sadhana strong. Read Srila Prabhupada's books and chant your rounds nicely every day. Associate with devotees. The stronger you are, the weaker Maya is. The weaker you are, the stronger Maya is.
All the Matajis are praising you, saying, thank you, Maharaj, for this wonderful answer. And that's so true. I've also noticed, Maharaj, like when we chant properly, things fall in its place. So because Krishna doesn't want us to be disturbed. So if we chant, that holy name somehow protects. And it's such a wonderful experience. There won't be too much turmoil. Any question?
Eternally grateful to you, Maharajji, for the answer. I'll try to chant loud and I'll try to chant my nice rounds in the morning itself. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavatam.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know if I was speaking on mute. Any other questions, devotees, do you have?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I'm driving, so I can't put my video on. But I think as we're all devotees, we realize we're not doing our best in life to chant and are distracted in life. And then we have children, and you want to encourage them to do their japa rounds peacefully and every day. How do you deal with a teenager who decides, I don't like ISKCON, I don't want to do this? What would be your suggestion?
There's a lot of teenagers like that. I don't know. Teenagers, one of the things that we use to get teenagers involved is kirtan. They have a tendency to gravitate towards kirtan. I don't know if you can bring your son or whoever it is you're referring to kirtan, it might be better. There's nothing about it. The teenagers are just who they are. But if you want to bring them closer, bring them to a kirtan. You go too. If you can try to get them to go to the kirtan, that would be successful. Children are children. They're especially in this age, they're rebellious. It's just the way they are. Do your best. Know the person you're trying to help and see how to help them. This is Anita, right? Ramia?
Oh, sorry, Maharaj. This is Seema from Cincinnati, actually.
From
From Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't see you online at all. Even your name.
I had my video on pause because I was driving, trying to be safe.
All right. So you just had a nice, successful Rath Yatra.
Yes. Yes, it was amazing.
A lot of kids came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have the kids won't sit and chant japa. They don't want to read the books, but they like a little something with some action in it. So kirtan, festivals, like that. That's a way to get them at least connected. That's the idea.
Okay, Maharaj, I'll try my best.
Yeah, it's a feature of parenthood where the kids are who they are. Think they know more than the parents, but they don't.
Thank you, Mataji. Hope you drive safely. Any further questions for His Holiness?
There's a statement, I grew up with this statement that as I get older and as I grow up, the young boy is speaking, as I get older and as I grow up, my father gets smarter and smarter. You get the point?
Nina, you're muted.
You're on mute, Nina.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. Yes, we do get the point. We do get the point. Absolutely. You're so right. Maharaj, I have one like a basic questions, if I may so ask. You were talking so much about Krishna, the name of Krishna, that it has everything, the name. Just a basic question. I sometimes wonder, why did Krishna choose the name Krishna?
Krishna's name is a description of the nature of the absolute truth. Krishna doesn't have any name, but he adopts a name based on his activities, his qualities, his relationships with his devotees, like that. Just like he's known as Nanda Nandana, he's the son of Nanda Maharaj. Yasoda Nandana, he's the son of Yasoda. Gopi Janavalabha, he gives pleasure to the gopis. So he has names about his qualities, activities. So the name Krishna is the perfect name for the absolute truth because it means all attractive. So God has to be all attractive, otherwise he's not God. So that's the perfect name for the Supreme Lord Krishna because it means one who can attract everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see a question from Shiva Kumar Prabhuji. He says, from time to time, Hare Krishna Maharaj, one more question if time permits. We take help from non-devotees from time to time, given many of them are not interested in spiritual life. When they expect us to reciprocate through sense gratification for the help they extend, how can we manage their expectations? That they don't feel, misunderstand the devotees are selfish.
Yeah, just send them some prasadam. Or send them, or buy them a gift. You don't have to acquiesce to them, but you can give them something. Not that we adopt their mentality in order to exchange gifts. Non-devotees, sometimes they come to the temple. And so we give them a chance to practice Krishna consciousness. Or if it's some business deal outside, then you work according to that. But it's not that you have to engage in sense gratification. There's no such requirement.
Very true, Maharaj. Very applicable.
Always figure a way to reciprocate without compromising your principles.
Mm. Shivakumar Prabhuji, thanks everybody, and you especially, Maharaj. From Sri Ishopanishad Mataji saying, Krishna name is all attractive, one who attracts everything. Maharaj, and then there is a question from Jyoti Maharaj, Jyoti Mataji. Maharajji, we are talking and practicing Satoguna in Srila Prabhupada's expected 64 rounds. He expected a lot from us. I think she's just making a statement.
He didn't expect a lot from us. He wanted to give us a lot, but we can't accept it. So yeah. The instructions of the spiritual masters for the benefit of the devotees. But in Kali Yuga, he's really that's the basics anyway. You want to see how Krishna conscious you are. Just calculate your day and see how much time you're giving to Krishna and how much time you're giving to everything else. Just do that and see. If you feel satisfied, fine. If you don't feel satisfied, then that means there needs to be more emphasis on spiritual activities. Krishna consciousness gives you satisfaction. If you're not satisfied, that means you're either performing it wrong, or you're performing it with offense, which is also performing it wrong, or you're not doing it. You're not giving it enough time. It works. So if we're performing it wrong, then we need to just adjust and come on and get it right. So Krishna told Lord Brahma, Nina, turn to the Brahma Samhita, verse number 59.
Can we share the screen, Mataji? Brahma Samhita, verse 59?
Yeah, the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 59. Mm-hmm. This is Krishna speaking to Brahma after Brahma offers nice prayers to Krishna. Krishna is responding by telling exactly, he sums up the whole process of bhakti in this statement. So here it is. The highest devotion is attained by slow degrees, by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization, and then with the help of scriptural evidence, theistic conduct, perseverance, and practice. Put those three together, knowing the right direction, which is scriptural evidence, proper Vaishnava behavior and conduct, and determination, perseverance, and practice. You put these three together, you got the process for successful execution of devotional service. Very right to the point. That's Krishna speaking. So there's a lot in those three statements. If you unpack it, you'll find the whole process of bhakti is there in those three statements. Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. Sambandha means relationship. Avideya means the process of bhakti, the activities. Prayojana means the goal. The whole Vedic culture centers around these 3 points. So Prabhupada has given us an easy formula. Chant Hare Krishna, offer your food. If you're initiated, then keep deities and worship your deities. Or if you're not, or if you are, still go to the temple and see the deities, offer gifts when you come to see the deities, and associate with and take part in the activities with the devotees. And read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. We want Krishna consciousness, but we don't want to follow the process. It doesn't work. If you want it, how to follow. And Krishna says perseverance in practice, which means determination. The process is simple. Our minds are complicated. Therefore, we take the simple thing and we make it into something very difficult.
Yes, very true. Thank you, Maharaj. Hemi Mataji, you have a question for His Holiness?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. I just have a question that we are raised with certain rituals which we've been taught to do as we grow up and get married and whatnot. But then as I'm speaking, referring to myself, as I've kind of moved into Krishna consciousness and slowly trying to understand to move away from these rituals which are not applicable when you look at it from Krishna consciousness perspective. But then if I give up, it may raise a lot of questions from my family and produce a lot of resistance. So I mean, my question is that whether to give up and then have a war at home, or if you continue to do it, what kind of mood should you have while doing it?
Let's see. The activities of all activities, or the results of all activities, is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the first canto, second chapter, I'm not sure exactly where the verse is. If you can turn there, Nina, to first canto, second chapter, try verse like 28, something around there. 1 to 28. I think that's about where that verse is. It's actually a couple of verses together. And it answers your question perfectly. Yeah, we got it. 28 and 29. Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Mata, Vasudeva para Yoga, Vasudeva para Kriya, Vasudeva para Jnanam, Vasudeva para Tapa, Vasudeva para Dharma, Vasudeva para Gati. Translation. In the revealed scriptures, the ultimate knowledge is Krishna, the personality. The purpose of performing sacrifices is to please him. Yoga is for realizing him. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by him only. He is the supreme knowledge, and all severe austerities are performed to know him. Religion is rendering love and service to him. He is the supreme goal. So what does that mean? That anything you do should result in glorification or worship of the Supreme Lord. Austerities, penances, rituals, homas, whatever activities should center around. So add Krishna to your rituals. That's all. Or if Krishna is too much for them, add Narayan or Vishnu to the rituals, and then you have something what is called devotional.
So Maharaj, just to understand it, so if there is this, there are days where some fasting is involved, can one just say, well, I'm doing this for the pleasure of Krishna, and then just that's the mood one can keep?
Well, what kind of rituals are you speaking about?
So there is something called like a Karwa Chauth in Indian system, where you fast for the whole day for the longevity of your husband, and then there is fasting for your children, like a whole day fasting. So the fast is for the purpose of you're trying to get something, but now that's not what our mood is supposed to be in Krishna consciousness. We are supposed to do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. So I question that, what am I doing?
Yeah, well, Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, which is coming up in a few days. What you're talking about is all of these rituals, service to Ganesh, service to Goddess Durga, service to Lakshmi, all of these things. These things happen for 2 weeks just before Govardhan Puja. Krishna lifted Govardhan Puja just to show that worship of me is the only person you should worship. He told his father, who wanted to perform the rituals in order to get some water so they could, they were cowherds, they had farms. They wanted to, they were doing a yearly ritual to Indra. Krishna said, just worship the Supreme Lord, worship Govardhan Hill, or worship the cows. And he took them off all of these rituals, and he performed the Govardhan Yajna. So that's the reason why he did that at that particular time, because Krishna was aware that this is the time when everybody does all of these different rituals to family members, friends, like that. And so I would just say, if you want to go ahead with them, you say, well, you're fasting for your husband, but if Krishna is pleased, then your husband will get some benefit. If Krishna is pleased with your activity. So if Krishna is not pleased, but Krishna discourages all of that. He says those who worship the devas, who perform all of these things, their minds are ritat gyan, they're crippled minded. He said whatever the demigods can supply is automatically given by me, because I am the source of the demigods also. Aham Adi Devanam, he says. So I would just say, if you can't give it up, try to Krishnaize it. But the best is to give it up.
Thank you, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Wonderful questions and beautiful answers. Any further last minute questions for anybody?
Priya Shipanishad, you still here?
I don't see Mataji here.
She left. Okay.
No further questions. Should we end the call then, Maharaj? What do you suggest?
You're in control.
Sorry, Maharaj, can we have japa round?
If you like.
Please.
Jai Hare Krishna Maharaj. I'm sorry. I was trying to check the verses that you had sent, and I'm not too computer or savvy, but yes, I'm still here. I'm still listening. Haribol. Sorry to interrupt, Mataji.
Yeah, I give class 3
You're
days.
good.
I give the class 3 days a week, and Tuesday, Wednesday, I do my own program. On Thursday, I do either Harrisburg or Charlotte. So you can get on the classes on Tuesday and Wednesday if you want every week.
Yes, Maharaj. I will.
Nishringa Leela, you there?
Someone just posted in the chat.
The Nishringa Leela, just send Sri Upanishads the way to get onto my Zoom call.
Guru Maharaj, I think somebody else has sent that. I didn't do it.
No,
it was,
somebody has to send it to her, right? I need somebody who comes onto my regular call who can send her the way to get onto the call.
I can do that. You can
Sridevi can do it, or Srimati can do it.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, devotees.
Yeah. Okay. Japa.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Everybody on mute.
Hare Maharaj, yes.
And I'll lead you through the chanting. And then you can chant at your own speed. But let me chant. And I'll give you the pattern for chanting. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hari 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivastava Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Thank you very, very much. And thank you for today, class.
Thank you, devotees, for chanting with His Holiness. Thank you, Maharaj, for chanting out loud for all of us.
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
So
you,
we can
Maharaj.
end the
Dhanavad
call.
pranam. All
Jai
glories to you.
Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Anchakli
Krishna,
Tarubhyash
thank you,
Kripa
Maharaj.
Sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Bhagavatam
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Holy Maharaj ki jai.
His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Gauranga
Nityananda. Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj, for
Thank
Thank
you
you
wonderful.
so much, Maharaj. Dandavat
Thank you,
Pranam. Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna,
Thank
Maharaj.
you.
Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna,
Thank you,
Dandavat
Maharaj.
Pranam, Maharaj.
Dandavat pranam.
Hope to see you soon, Maharaj.
Thank you, dear devotees. Ending the call here. Hare
It was
Krishna.
really nice.
Hare Krishna.